Today we'll be changing the grip panels on a Taurus PT92 AFS. Now this is the same whether it's an AFS or an AF model. And there's some with a rail, some without. Makes no difference when we're working on the grip. There are two kinds of grips and models that you'll get into. This one happens to be a decocker here, and some will not. Decocker slash safety. There's our safety, and then that goes down for a decocker. First, let's make sure before we mess with it any further that magazine is clear, as well as the chamber is clear. So we are safe to continue. Now the next step is to find a slotted screw driver bit. Now you can use standard slot bits, however they won't exactly fit perfect, and over time they'll mar these and waller out these slots. So it's recommended that you actually get some kind of kit designed for guns. So in this particular case, it's DAC Gunmaster screwdriver kit, and I find this works really well. There's not a whole lot in here, but the bits are the correct dimensions to where, like for the seated grips, and you could just match up these to the slot. That's a little wide, so we go one down. And see, and that's a little thick in the end here. So let's get something a little thinner. Let's look here. Let's try this. Still too thick for the grips. So we can go down to actually this, just the regular slotted. This is not number 2, but 3/16. And I know that this one will fit. Perfect. Fit. There.
Take a spot.
I've gone through each of the bits, and that is the best one that I'm finding fits these particular grip screws, the 3/16. So get our driver out, insert in, and you don't want to apply a whole lot of force. You want to try to get in the center if you can, and it should loosen right out. If it doesn't, maybe apply a little bit of oil or something to loosen it, but they should be relatively loose enough that they come right out. So these grip screws will come loose. There's not a whole lot of length to these, as you can see. For screw nose, let's put those to the side here. We'll deal with those here in a moment. Okay. Making sure you don't lose them. Okay. Now
Now can you take it out or no?
Okay. The reason I'm changing these out is these are a little thick, and I want to get something with a little texture for shooting. So I'm actually going to other little textured Taurus grips. They are the same branded, but the black grips here are slightly thinner. The best example is right there. You can see how much thinner they are. So that way there's not as much width into the gun. And again, you need to make sure if you're changing these that you do have matching for your decocker or non-decocker is not such a big deal, but you need to have so that that lever has some place to slide into. So put your new grips, they just kind of just rest there. It's pretty simple. And then you put it in reverse. Put the screw in here, put a screw in here, and take, again, going to the center of your slot, not to the edge so you don't waller your screw, and screw it back down. Make sure it's seated. Screw it back down. And again, you don't need to do this just farmer tight. Just up is enough. Up. Up. And that is all there is to that. And you can see how much less width that you have with this black grip than you do the original wooden grips. So we will do the same thing over here on this side. Okay. And take our screwdriver. Again, get in the middle. Unscrew. And again, you could, it doesn't have to be terribly tight, and they come out fairly easy because there is not that much length in the screw. There happens to be more on the left side of the gun at the top, just by the way the grips are made here. So we'll do the same thing here. And we can see, and you cannot mess this up on the left side, is that they are different screws. That is the top one, that is the bottom one. So there's no way that you're going to be able to mess these up and put those in the wrong slots. So we'll just set those up here, pop our grip off. And there is the reason why it's different. You kind of have a collar of some sort, or where that screw goes in, while at the bottom it goes directly into the frame. So again, we're going to be taking our thinner grip panels compared to our thicker grip panels, and just pop it on. They should go right on here. Make sure you don't have any scuffs. There's it's on the outside. We'll check that later. Once you get the grip panel set in place, and you can't screw it up, because if you look, you just center it, and this will automatically center at the top on itself when you push down, while the bottom just lines up that way. Okay, so again, we cannot screw up, so we cannot take the larger screw and put in the top, because it just won't go in. So we know that that's the bottom one. And again, it'll line itself up. Put our grip screw in. Let's see how that seats better. Start it with your finger, start with a screwdriver, doesn't matter. Center your slot. And just screw it right on in. Again, if it doesn't match up perfectly, you want to stay centered. That way you're not wallering one side or the other side away. So stay centered the best you can. Line it up, and again, we're not going for firm or tight, just up. Okay. Then we get our other screw. Again, you cannot mistake it because it's a smaller diameter in the screw. Match it up with the hole. Perfect. Put the screw in and okay, so it's matched up. Screw in. Again, not firm or tight, but just up. Just double checking this one down here as well. Up. And that is all there is to it. Now, I should have shown it before with the fatter grips, but there's with these slimmer profile grips on them. Alrighty. Thank you for watching.